Okay, so this is the second video for 1.7. You should have already answered your notes using your paper folds. So I don't know if it's going to be hard for you to see my paper folds or not, but we'll do our best. So number one, it says, in which triangle are the circumcenter and the incenter located at the same point? So if you have your two isosceles and you stack them on top of each other, matching up your tracings, you can see the circumcenter is here, and you may not be able to see that my incenter is there. So it is not the isosceles triangle that has them in the same place. Next, I have my equilateral triangles. If I stack these on top of one another, triangle on top of triangle, my circumcenter and my incenter are exactly the same point. So for number one, you should have circled E, equilateral triangle. The circumcenter and the incenter are exactly the same point. Number two, which triangle has the circumcenter located in its interior? So you're just looking at your circumcenters. As I labeled mine, I put circumcenter and incenter just to make it a little bit easier to separate these. So these are all circumcenters. So the acute scalene has the circumcenter inside. Right scalene, the circumcenter is on the hypotenuse, the side across from the right angle. It's the midpoint of the hypotenuse, so it is not inside. Obtuse scalene, my circumcenter is outside the triangle. Equilateral, my circumcenter is inside. Isosceles, my circumcenter is inside, and I'm sorry, that's an incenter there. Okay, so these three were inside, the isosceles, equilateral, and acute scalene. So here we have acute scalene. We don't have the circumcenter inside of obtuse scalene. It's outside. Right scalene, it's on. The only one of the choices that was inside was acute scalene. So A should have been your answer on number two. Number three, which triangle has the incenter in its interior? So now I'm looking at all my incenters. Here's the incenter on the isosceles, it's inside. Incenter of acute scalene, it's inside. Incenter of right scalene is inside. Incenter of obtuse scalene, inside. Incenter of equilateral triangle, inside. So the incenter is always inside the triangle. So you would circle D, all of the above on number three. Number four, which triangle has the circumcenter located at a point in its exterior? That's outside. So let's look at circumcenters. Acute scalene, circumcenter's inside. Right scalene, it's on the triangle, not its exterior. Isosceles, inside. Here we go. Obtuse scalene has the circumcenter outside the triangle. Obtuse scalene is choice B. Number five, which triangle has the circumcenter located at a point on one of its sides? And this was outside for obtuse scalene, inside for equilateral, inside for isosceles. It was the right scalene. And more specifically, remember I said this is the midpoint of the hypotenuse. Your hypotenuse is the side across from the right angle, and that is at the center of that side. So it's the midpoint of the hypotenuse. But it's the right scalene that has the circumcenter on one of its sides. All right, you are ready to work on your homework.